Hello and welcome to another Outlaws of Thunder Junction draft. I'm Paul Cheon, and today we are sitting at Diamond 2. Diamond 2. I have to show kind of the rankings here because the ranking system's kind of broken right now on Arena, but we have climbed all the way up to Diamond 2. We've been on a pretty good streak. We've been doing, 3 trophies into a 6-3 finish, so that's quite nice, and hopefully we can keep that trend going. I'm already starting to figure out some things about the format. Number one being, I think green is the best and deepest color in the format. Not only are the commons super deep, but the rares are also completely ridiculous. Now, before I click this ready button, if you have enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, I did launch my Patreon channel. The link to the Patreon is in the description below. I want to give a special shout out to all the patrons. Thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it, as it does allow me to continue make this content. Make this content. Anyways, I'm not going to re-record that. Let's hit ready and let's go. Green Mythic number 4? No Green Mythic. All right, I got to read this one. Kaervek the Punisher, 1 black for a 3/3 human warlock. When you commit a crime, exile up to 1 target black card from your graveyard and copy it. You may cast the copy. If you do, you lose 2 life. Card seems great. Just a nice way to get card advantage, particularly if it's like a removal spell, but of course any creatures are good. This seems nice in a control deck that commits crimes, and also in the self-mill deck. So I want to try this as a rare. Beast-spawned Outcaster is also fantastic. This card is just one of the best uncommons in the set. Actually has a really, really high win rate. And Desert Stew is also just a really solid removal spell, as it's not hard to pick up a bunch of deserts. And then Cactarantula is actually kind of an overperformer. It actually has been playing out as one of the best green commons so far, which is a little bit surprising. But hey, look, this is still early enough in the format where I'm going to take the rare here over what ultimately could be the better card in the Beast-spawned Outcaster, and try to draft around it. So what am I looking to do? Well, I'm trying to put black cards in my graveyard. The best way to do that is self-mill or by playing removal spells. Moving on to this pack, what do we have? Nothing great in green. Free Strider Commando is just okay. There's a desert here, the green-black desert, and I do want to be green if possible, but what else is available? Well, there's Wrangler of the Damned, which is a really, really sweet card, and it is a powerful signpost uncommon. There's also Humiliate, which is a decent hand disruption spell that also pumps your creature, which is not bad. Arid Archway is just okay, and the rest of these commons also seem just okay. So what do I want? I just feel like right now, the signpost uncommons seem so powerful, you kind of want to draft around them, and I don't think Humiliate is that good. Although it is good with Kaervek. And I haven't drafted the black-white sacrifice. Sacrifice deck yet. You know, normally I would look at the Wrangler, but I'm going to try Humiliate. I'm going to try the Humiliate with the Kaervek. I want to draft around the Kaervek if possible. We're definitely experimenting here right now. So I'm going to take the Humiliate because this is a way to commit a crime. It's pretty cheap as well. And it's good with just creatures. You just need creatures in play. All right, moving on to this pack, we have Journey to Nowhere and Worst Journey to Nowhere, I guess. So I think I'm going to take one of these cards. It does feel like this could be a signal. I mean, it's still early, but those are the 2 best cards in the pack, along with Eartha Joe. 4 mana, 2/4, ETB, make a mercenary token. When you activate an ability, you may copy it and choose new targets. But given where I'm at right now, I really still want to play the Kaervek. So I think I just want to take one of these white removal spells over the Eartha Joe, which is also a very, very good card. And I'm going to take the Journey to Nowhere, as it costs 2 mana. Good start, though. Journey to Nowhere, Humiliate, and Kaervek. And now I'm going to take Consuming Ashes. I mentioned this in other videos, but because of the bombs being so powerful in this format, and green being the best color, and green just has a lot of just gigantic creatures that you need to deal with, Consuming Ashes is the best black common in the set, or one of the best black commons in the set, so happy to pick this up here. Goes really, really well with the Kaervek that we have. Imp's Mischief is just okay. Requisition Raid can be okay in a deck that's looking to go wide, but I'm going to take Consuming Ashes here. All right, so 3 removal spells in a Kaervek. We are great at committing crimes, and man, black and white do seem to be the colors that we need to be in. That was a late Consuming Ashes, and now that's a Prosperity Tycoon pick 5. This card is excellent. 4 mana for a 4/2. ETB, make a red mercenary token, sack a token. Prosperity Tycoon gains indestructible until end of turn and tap it. So it's just a 4 mana 4/2 body that makes a 1/1. That's also really, really difficult to kill. So I'm going to take that here. I think it's better than Holy Cow. Holy Cow is fine, but I like it a lot more in the blue-white decks. And yeah, Tycoon is much better than these white cards. And then Mourner Surprise is actually fine too, but I'm going to take the Tycoon here and move on. Moving into this pack, what do we want? That is a late Scalestorm Summoner. This card is very powerful. I don't think I'm going to take it here. I think I'm just going to keep going down the black and white path. There is a Lonely Arroyo as a way to commit a crime. That could be something that's interesting. There's an Ariet's Lullaby as an extra removal. I wonder how good Raven of Fell Omens is. It's just a cheap creature, and I am looking to commit a lot of crime. Could be something that I put in my deck. It's also so I feel like when in doubt, I should just take the black card. But I'm also looking at this Arroyo. I'm just going to take the Raven here. Just a nice little 2-mana creature to put into your deck. This deck's committing a decent amount of crime at the moment, so maybe it can be good. Prickly Pear, that is a late Prickly Pear. So perhaps, I don't know, maybe Black-Red could also be something that we should be looking to do, but I'm not going to give up Journey to Nowhere and Prosperity Tycoon at this point. And Desperate Bloodseeker is really, really good. It's a nice way to fill up our graveyard for Kaervek, and it's a nice way to commit a crime as well. So love me a Desperate Bloodseeker here. And moving on, we have this pack, which, 8th pick Trained Airings. All right, I do feel like we're in the right lane. Oftentimes, the black-white deck is kind of the deck that wants to be doing the sacrifice thing, but right now, we're not really doing that so much. There is a Boneyard Desecrator, but I'm simply not taking that over the premium 2-drop in the Trained Airings. But the Desecrator is a nice way to sacrifice things and get value. But I'm gonna prioritize great 2-mana cards here instead. All right, I'm not a big fan of Heartless Pillage, but there's Outlaw Medic, Take Up the Shield, and Mourner Surprise. What do I want? Well, how aggressive is this deck? I mean, it's unclear right now. It's unclear right now. Mourner Surprise, I feel like I can get a copy later if I want. I'll just take Outlaw Medic. I just think this is just a nice cheap blocker, and now we have to Take Up the Shield here as well. Wow, this is weird. It's an entire pack of all playables. Wow. Again, man, that's the one thing with this set, by the way. Just like I just feel like every card is playable, in a sense. But, yeah, I do like Outlaw Medic in this deck, too, just because Black-White is looking to do the sacrifice your own creatures thing. And so with the Outlaw Medic, if you're in a state where you can't actually get rid of this, well, you have the sacrifice effects in Black-White to play it. Mourner Surprise is a nice card to get back with a Kaervek. Also, it's a nice way to get back the Kaervek if it dies, so kind of goes well together, and that's another Mourner Surprise. I don't know how many copies of this card I want, but, I mean, you know, this deck doesn't look fantastic, but we have 11 playable cards, so not complaining right now. What are your thoughts on Humiliate, by the way? I generally don't like hand disruption spells, but this one is a little bit better because you can use it to pump your creature, which I do like. Fake Your Own Death. How much do I want? It is a black spell. It's a little bit worse than Take Up the Shield, but this is black, and I do have Kaervek. All right, we're going to slam Vlad. I was going to say Vladimir. Vadmir, New Blood. Getaway Glamour is also good, but Vadmir is awesome. Tarnation Vista is a nice mana fixer. Electrodominance is cool, but let's go ahead and take the 2-mana rare. How about that? 2-mana on-color rare. Ooh, speaking of awesome rares, there is Roxanne. This card is incredible. It is an A-level card, but we are just far, far too away from casting it. So sadly, this is a pack that has good cards, but not for us. Vial Smasher is great. Rambling Possum is solid. Ride Down is good. There's a Vengeful Townsfolk, but I think we're really, really good on playables. We have a lot. So I'm just going to take the on-color Desert here. I just think this card's going to be fantastic for us. I like casting my spells. I do. It's also a nice way to trigger your Vadmir, by the way. More deserts. All right, so Decent curve, 4 2s, a 3 and a 4. We have 2 removal spells, probably playing like maybe one of the Mourner Surprise, and then one of these combat tricks. Until end of turn, target. The thing is, casting this from your graveyard isn't really that great, right? Like, oh, I got to cast Fake Your Own Death. So, yeah, that's. I think Take Up the Shield is just better. And maybe shave one of these. Now we have this pack. What do we have? Wow, we are seeing nothing here. Chrom is amazing. There's one last job. For 5 mana, I can return a creature from my graveyard to the battlefield. For 6 mana, I can return a creature and a mount or vehicle card. Okay, and then for 4 mana, I can return an aura or equipment card. I have no auras. So it's like a 5 mana reanimate something, and then if I have a mount card, it gets better. How good is that card? It's interesting. Should I try it? I mean, if I can ever get a mount and a creature, that's really solid. Or I can just take Ariet's Lullaby. I think I'm just going to take the Ariet's Lullaby. It's just another removal spell, helps me commit a crime. So let's go ahead and take that. And now we have Desperate Bloodseeker versus Holy Cow. Another Vial Smasher. Marauding Sphinx is good. I'm just going to take another Bloodseeker. I just think this card is excellent. And again, very good with Kaervek. And now what do we have? Oh, Prairie Dog. Okay, so our 2 mana, we're gaining so much life. I mean, Prairie Dog is a phenomenal 2 mana creature. So very happy with that as well. I mean, to be fair, you can't really complain when you're just getting all these premium 2s, right? Like, Outlaw Medic at this point is the worst of our 2s. If I don't get any ways to sacrifice things, the Outlaw Medic I can see cutting. Wow, look at all these green cards, though. Outcaster, Greenblade, and Congregation Gryff. That makes me very sad, but I don't think in black-white you're really looking to splash, and our color fixing isn't particularly good. I do think Vengeful Townsfolk can be good in black-white, so I'll take it here. We don't have a bunch of 3s. If we have some ways to sacrifice, that's going to make it better. So now I could be on the lookout for some number of the 4 mana 3/4 that sacrifices to draw a card, along with some Nezumi Link Breakers. I think that's a nice way to kind of generate some card advantage. Wow, is that a second Riku of Many Paths? I'm not sure. It might be, though. I'll take this Stagecoach Security. Pretty weak pack, but it's the only on-color card. I'm hoping I don't have to play it, though. At this point, I could use... Now that the low part of our mana curve is really solid, I could use some more expensive cards. This deck could certainly use a little more power, I'm going to say. Oh my gosh, 8th pick Chrom. Blue-red, by the way, so far, worst color combination. Outcaster Greenblade is criminally late. It should not be in the pack here, 8th pick. But guess what? It's still like day 3 or day 4 of the format. People are still figuring things out. I'll just take a Conduit Pylons. If my mana is good enough, I'll play this just for the Surveil. Potentially puts a thing in my graveyard for the Kaervek. Maybe sets us up for a splash. And yeah, maybe we have some Desert Payoff cards that we might want. I'll take a Bridled Bighorn here. I don't think I'm going to splash take for a ride. Wow, Hard Bristle... What is going on? Green's the best color, folks. I should have been green. Thoughts on the Bridled Bighorn? I'm not sure. All right, do I want to take Vengeful Townsfolk or Nezumi Linkbreaker? I think the Linkbreaker is I think the Linkbreaker is probably more important if I'm looking to do the sacrifice thing, right? It's important to have if cards like this. So I'll take it here because otherwise the Townsfolk isn't especially good. And it feels like we might just be in the wrong colors here. I don't know. This pack 2 was really bad. Really bad. I mean, we still have enough playables, but it's a very mediocre deck. All right. Something sweet. Come on. I need something sweet. These are not sweet cards. Lila. Just a 3 mana, 3/3 prowess creature. Not really something we can play. There is an Eartha Joe. But don't really want to splash that. I think I'm just going to take a Desert here. It's just a nice cheap way to commit a crime to go with the Vadmir and sets us up for a potential blue splash if we get something that's blue. And we have Kaervek and Vadmir that cares about committing crimes. So that is really disappointing. A first pick Soured Springs in off-color desert. Yikes. All right, moving on here, what do we have? Oh, another blank of a pack. Now, this pack is just weak in general. There is a Longhorn Sharpshooter, which is quite nice, but we don't necessarily have the fixing for it. So I think I'm just going to lean into the sacrifice stuff and take an all too early Boneyard Desecrator here to see if we can make something happen in a black-white, like a black-white deck. Black-white sacrifice deck, maybe. Maybe we can do something here. Here, I'll take Mystical Tether as just a premium removal spell. Happy enough with that. I was actually looking at the Intimidation campaign because we have the Soured Springs, but I think just taking the Tether here is just better. And now we have Murder. All right. And Murder I like way better than Mystical Tether. There's actually a fair amount of ways to kill enchantments in this set. And so for that reason, I like the Murder better. Also because of Kaervek, you want black-based removal. So happy to take Murder over the Mystical Tether. All right, we have too many spells now, so I just really want to take more creatures here if I can help it. What do we have here? Don't really need the take up the shield. It's really between the Bridled Bighorn, but I already have one. This does make a token, which is cool with the Desecrate. I could take this Blacksong Buzzard. I'm not like the biggest fan of this card, but I do have a good number of removal spells. It is a black creature. It doesn't work with my exile removal, though, but I guess I'll take one just for the curve. Moving on here. Oh, wow. A Cool the Unrepentant. Well, we can't take that. I'm going to take the Uncolor Black-White Desert here, though. No Desert payoffs, though. Not even the 2-mana removal spell. Here we have the choice between Sterling Supplier and the Ambush Gigapede. What do I want? I don't think I want this red-white desert. I think we're good on deserts now. I could take the Sterling Supplier as just another random top-end creature to play. That also pumps my stuff. And yeah, this is our deck. Are we excited about it? Are we excited about it? Absolutely not. But this is what a mediocre black-white deck looks like. We'll see how it goes. Could use another way to sacrifice. If I'm just playing the Boneyard Desecrator, I mean, I can still play it, but then I don't know how much I want the Nezumi Linkbreaker. I'd like at least another card that allows me to sacrifice things, so hopefully something presents itself here. Moving on here, we have... I mean, I suppose I could splash Form a Posse if my mana's good enough. It makes a bunch of tokens to sacrifice. I don't know that I'm going to, but it's something to consider. Inventive Wingsmith is the decent defensive body, I suppose, that can get flying if I pass, but I don't really have anything to do if I pass. Wow, this was a really, really underwhelming draft. Mobile Homestead. Don't think I want this card. You know, Sterling Supplier actually has a fairly good win rate. So maybe I am a little bit too low on it. Yeah. All right. Let's see what happens here. Don't really like the Rooftop Assassin. Okay, let's just put all these in for now and figure it out. Probably not playing this. And what is this? This could actually just be a 16 land deck. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We'll see. 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, let's start cutting. Rooftop Assassin, Overzealous Muscle, Security, the Buzzard, the Wingsmith, the Raven. Probably like 1 copy of Mourner Surprise. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we certainly... Oh, neutralize the guards. And then what? We need to cut like 1 more card? I don't think I have enough synergies for this Link Breaker to be any good. I think I'll play a second copy of this. Maybe the Buzzard can be okay. Maybe the Rooftop Assassin can be okay because I have little creatures. The Bighorns are kind of stinky. Do I want this? And then we can cut Fake Your Own Death. And the only thing I'm just thinking about is whether or not I want to play... I think this feels like a 16 lander. So I'm going to try 16 here. We just don't have that much to do with our mana. So, and we do have 2 of the black-white deserts. So this gives us access to 9 white and 9 black, which is really good. So let's just try that. I mean, I think our power level is relatively low. But whatever. Not everything can be perfect, and this is my first time trying to draft black-white, and it definitely didn't feel especially open either. So, not all drafts are perfect. We've had a really good run with a bunch of good rares, and now we have a black-white deck with a bunch of commons and filler cards. We'll see we'll see how this performs. All right, 3 lands here with double Mourner Surprise, Kaervek, and Sterling Supplier. Fire off the Soured Springs here, turn 1. Lava Spur Boots from the opponent. I wonder if I should have just played Mourner Surprise as a 2-mana 1/1. Probably not. Just going to run out Kaervek here. If they kill it, go for it. Let's play a Buzzard. All right, little beatdown start here. They have to have a 4-drop. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's not bad. Spinewood's Paladin with haste. Okay, let's go to the skies. The question is, are they going to give it haste? Nope, it looks like they want to keep it defensive. Now, these creatures don't have reach, which is good. I'm going to attack with my flyers. Actually, I'm going to play one of these because they're at 7, and this makes a mercenary token. And so that actually gives me a lethal attack next turn. I'm surprised they didn't at least equip. I guess they were keeping up Snakeskin Veil. So I feel like at least they have Snakeskin Veil in their hand. Okay, I just played some flyers and I won. Sometimes your opponents have nothing. All right, well, we're going to need a lot more nothing to be able to win with the combination of cards we have here. All right, we're on the play. All right, we got Humiliate with double Desperate Bloodseeker. Definitely targeting ourselves here with the Bloodseeker, as we have several ways to utilize our graveyard. Kaervek and 2 copies of the Mourners whatever. Yeah, well said, Paul. Mourners whatever. That's why you create content. Oh, we put the Mourners whatever into our graveyard. Deadeye Duelist, okay. And no attacks. Makes sense. Should I humiliate them? That sounds so funny. Yeah, let's humiliate our opponent. What you got? Mystical Tether, which they can't play. Do they have 2 Outlaws in play? They do. That's a 3-mana 5/4? But if I make them discard it, they can get it back with the Mourner Surprise. So That's interesting. Is that fine? Let's just get the tether. They're going to play a 5-4 next turn. It's going to be very good. I could play a Rooftop Assassin to kill the 5-4. Is that worth? Trading a 3-3 lifelinker for a 5-4 trampler. Well, the problem is they can get it back. So it's still not very good. So I think it's better to just play Boneyard Desecrator and pass. The thing is, if they attack me with the Hellspur Brute, I can attack them back. Okay, never mind. They're going to take the Rooftop Assassin here. Okay. All right, they're going to ping me for 1. I don't think they're going to attack me. Yep. Oh, that was a fantastic draw. I mean, they're going to get it back, but at least I get to get in for a really big attack. Let's target ourselves. All right. So what does this do? Sack a creature, put a counter. It doesn't draw you a card? If an outlaw was sacrificed this way, I don't have any outlaws. Okay. So they need to play an untapped land here to be able to play this thing. Oh no, they don't. Cost 2 mana. This thing is big. I need another removal spell? Not cool. Whenever I commit a crime. Okay. Alright, this is not as exciting as I thought it was going to be. I probably shouldn't even play it, to be honest. I don't know why I thought it drew me a card. Clearly, this is the first time I've played this card. Alright, we'll play Kaervek. And hope to find a way to commit a crime. We do have a lot of ways to commit crime. I mean, if you have a removal spell, you're going to kill the Kaervek, for sure. Highway robbery. You're going to sack a land or discard 2 cards. Sack a land. So they like the card in their hand. All right. Just need to find a removal spell for the Hellspur Brute. Oh, Prairie Dog is a nice one. Let's play that, I guess. I think I'm just going to play the waiting game here. The Prairie Dog can threaten to get pretty big here. It's like next turn it's going to be a 4-4 lifelinker if I don't have anything to play. If I draw a removal spell, then of course I can just attack with everything. Or at least these two. Okay, so this feels like a Rooftop Assassin, maybe. So I'm going to take it. I mean, it could be a Skewer the Critics, but I don't care about that very much. All right, Vengeful Townsfolk. That doesn't really change the equation here. So let's full control this. All right. 4/4 Prairie Dog. Oh, that's also really exciting. So let's plot this. I get one less counter on the Prairie Dog, but I think that's okay. And then next turn, we're going to get in for a gigantic attack. Okay, Blood Hustler, sure. Heartless Pillage, okay. All right, Stagecoach Security enters the battlefield. Attack. Attack, attack. Do I want to attack with this? Because the Brute blocks here. So I guess I'll just attack with these. I'm not entirely sure if this was correct. I mean, the question is just whether or not I attack with this Desperate Bloodseeker as well. And the Prairie Dog still triggers here. Prairie Dog, rather. Yeah, maybe I should have attacked with this. I don't know. This is going to be a 3/3. Let's see. There. I suppose I should have attacked with the Bloodseeker. I mean, we did kill basically everything, and we have a pretty solid board here, so still thinking we're looking okay here, unless they can find something really, really good. Like, we have 2 4/5s in play. Ooh, that's pretty good. Do I have any crime triggers here? No? Okay. This thing has Menace as well. What you got? Yeah, I wonder if I'm supposed to cut the Desecrator. The thing is, like, I just don't... I have so many bad options here. All right. Wait, didn't deal 1 to us? And Desert for the win! All right. Hey, right now, so far, we've been pretty fortunate into not running into opposing decks that also have ridiculous bombs. So that is a good thing. Alrighty. Keeping this, 3 lands. Trained Erranks would like another creature here to mount the Trained Erranks. Huh. I mean, I think I just still play the Trained Erranks here. I still have 2 mana creatures that I can play. If not, I mean, I'll trade, I guess, if they play a 2. Stable Master, okay. Let's see if they block. If they don't block, it's also fine because I can Black Snag Buzzard here. I can plot this, and the next turn I can kill something and then play this. So relatively aggressive start here for us. I imagine this is going to be a turn where they try to play something big. Maybe like a river otter. Is that what it's called? The beaver. Giant beaver? I don't know. Okay, Vault Plunderer. Okay. Wow, into Stubborn Burrow Fiend. What a nice turn. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and murder this. I want to do that over the tether just so this gets an extra counter. And then I'm going to saddle it and attack. I don't want the Lullaby. I feel like I'm the aggressor here. They do have this Stable Master, but I think I'd rather draw a land for the supplier or just anything else that's a little bit more proactive based on this board. Great draw from the opponent. Attacking with the Vault Plunderer. Holy cow. Okay. They milled Hollow Marauder and Ankle Biter. And Nezumi. Oh, okay. I mean, that's not bad. It blocks the Trained Airings pretty well. This does have reach, which is something which is quite annoying. So I don't think attacking is that great unless I'm interested in scrying. Well, I guess they're just not going to do like a... There's not going to be a great block for them because I have Take Up the Shield. All right, and maybe I do care about the scry here. So let's attack. Is that good? I'll keep the dog. I know I can't play the supplier, but I think they're just going to chump here with the Link Breaker. Yep. Let's plot. We take a decent chunk here, but I'm feeling okay about my life total just because I get to play Stagecoach Security into Take Up the Shield and Prairie Dog. Okay, they're getting extremely aggressive here, though, so I don't know what they have up their sleeve. Voracious Varmint, I don't care about. Okay. So let's go Stagecoach Security. It gives everything Vigilance, too, which is really nice. They have 2 mana available. I'm at 7 life. Do I want to give this first strike and tap down my Prairie Dog? Yeah, I do. Humiliate. I'll keep that as well. I think it's going to be very useful. Cactarantula. All right. I mean, they don't have an attack here. The real question is whether or not... Well, this thing has reach too. That's ridiculous. Yeah, let's humiliate them. Goodness gracious! Ay, ay, ay. Why did I keep the humiliate? Oh, man. Well, this Take Up the Shield will be awesome, at least. Probably. I just assumed that with 3 cards in hand, I had a good shot to hit with the Humiliate, that's all. This is an interesting attack. Let's have Prairie Dog block here, and I'll take the 3. I'm gonna save my Mystic or Take Up the Shield. All right, let's use the tether. Here you go. All right. Not going to do it. All right, beat the desert deck. I don't know if all the sequencing was perfect there, but we were able to still get it done. And, you know, somehow, some way, 3-0, just playing normal, regular Magic. Like I said, we've still been dodging some bombs. Like, everybody just had normal decks. I feel like this is the calm before the storm. Alrighty. 2-land hand, but it's a pretty good one. We're on the draw with a Forlorn Flats and a Plains. And we have Trained Airings, Vadmir, Vengeful Townsfolk, and Mystical Tether. I mean, I cannot mulligan this. Let's keep this. Plains. Yeah, let's just play the flats. No need to get too cute here. Deadeye Duelist. Okay. Airings is very, very good against that. Don't play a Prickly Pear. Oh my gosh. Okay. Maybe I should have played Vadmir now. I mean, look, it's one of those, like, if they have an absurd bomb to play on turn 3, I gotta kill it anyways. Obviously, Vadmir would have been way better here. But I just thought that maybe it's more likely that I'm gonna want to saddle this up. Not even play Vadmir. Like, if they just played any normal creature, I was gonna look to just, like, play the Townsfolk here. But as is, let's go ahead and tether the Jasper Flint. And pass. Oof. Jasper Flint is no joke. All right, that card is quite nice. Skullduggery? Oh my. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. Let's play the 3-mana creature. Need a land here. Would like a swamp. Hopefully this 3/3 is good enough. They just have like a Rakdos Precon mercenary deck that we have to fight through. Come on, deck. I just need a swamp. Give me a swamp. Oh my goodness, just play your spell already. You know, when you're like mana screwed, don't you just want to like play the games faster? Oh my gosh. Wait, they don't have oh, this creature's been exiled. So they can search for basically a 4-drop and put it into play for 5 mana. So it's not bad. Your best 4-drop or less and put it into play. All right, they got a Boneyard Desecrator. Okay. Yeah, I really need a land. Okay. I mean, I would have liked the swamp, but beggars cannot be choosers here. So let's play Vadmir. And pass. Well, I don't think they have great attacks, so... Wow. Okay. I mean, we're 3-0, so this is expected. We're expecting to play against some pretty good Outlaw decks now. I'm happy with this exchange. I assume they have something here. They're either going to sack an Outlaw or use a removal spell. All right, they're highlighting the card in their hand. I'm hoping it's a removal spell and I'm hoping that Take Up the Shield blows them out. That would be ideal. Thunder Salvo targeting Vengeful Townsfolk. Okay. All right. That was a good exchange for us. Vengeful Townsfolk is now a 4/4. It blocks everything that they have. Although they can pump the Vial Smasher. And this I need to cast the copy. Okay. Let me think here. Oh, wait, this is a 5/5? Oh, I take up the shield. Okay, never mind. Yeah, they can't even get me good here. I'm actually just going to play the supplier and attack. Let's go. Let's beat down. 6/6, get in there. All right, let's beat down for 6. I mean, we're at 21. It's pretty good. Take up the shield did a lot of work for us. They top decked Raven of Fell Omens. Okay, that doesn't do that much. Although it's actually, no, never mind. It is good with the Deadeye Duelist. It is good with the Deadeye Duelist. But I think we're in a situation where we can race here. Especially with the murder that I have. Kaervek, okay. I have to... How does this... Like, I have to cast the copy, right? So I need to, like, be able to untap and then play something. Anyways, I can't play two things in one turn, so I'll just play Kaervek the Punisher. And that's another one! Removal, very good. Mystical Tether. If we didn't kill that Jasper, we were just dead, probably. Alright, somehow 4-0 with this. We'll keep it going. We have a hand of all oh no, that's not, I'm just lying. I don't have a hand of all commons. They could have a counterspell, but whatever. Turn 2 Vadmir. We have some crime to commit. Interesting. Okay. Let's do this. Vengeful Townsfolk, though, however, does not combo with Consuming Ashes. Tumbleweed Rising. Man, how risky is this if I... Wait, are they just doing nothing here? Huh. That's super interesting. I mean, I can try to blow them out. I don't think it's going to work, though. But I do want to kill at least one of the 5/5s. So I'm just going to pass, actually. And see what they do. Damn. We swung for the fences. We swung for the fences. Oh well. And another... These creatures are just too big. Like, what am I supposed to do? Have more removal spells, obviously. Plotting this is just such a better use of my mana. So it becomes a 4/4 into a 5/5. Yeah, let's plot. Snakeskin Veil. I mean, any combat trick, any counterspell or anything like that would have worked. Alright, they're going for the tempo play here. Oh, and it's gonna get me good. Jeez. Just green, just doing green things. Huh. So this is a 4/5. 4/5 plus 2/2 lifelinker blocks pretty well. I'm gonna play that. I can also play this. Because this... Oh, this is gonna be a 4/5, so... I'm at 8? Oh, there's my mystical tether. Damn it. Yeah, the problem is this thing only triggers once each turn. Let's block like that. And I guess we block like this. They have a 6/6 in play, and these are the creatures that we can play. Right now I'm just playing as if they have nothing. So I think that is the approach that I need to take. And move forward. Spring Splasher, that's not a good one. Let's see. They're just dead, right? If they have nothing. This has Menace, so it has to get double blocked. Or if they individually block these, then they also die, so. All right. I am surprised. They flooded out. I legitimately did not think we were going to win that game. Like, all the blowouts that happened on our side, sometimes you luck into wins. You just, you don't play particularly well. You just play your cards, and they just don't have cards to play. All right, on the play here, got a 2-drop, Bloodseeker. The flyer has actually been relevant. We got Bloodseeker. Don't have a turn 3 play, but we do have Consuming Ashes as well, which is pretty nice. Let's target ourselves here. Drew land number 5 for the supplier. No more, please. We want to target ourselves with the Bloodseeker because we have double Gravedigger effects along with Kaervek in our deck. Would really, really love to find any play next turn, right? Our opener was 4 lands and these 2, but any play next turn would be great. I'll take it. It is a Trained Erinx. I doubt they block. Yeah. Forsaken Miner is pretty nice, especially if you can get value out of sacrificing this a bunch. Obviously, it's basically like 2 free damage every turn. But man, I do love me a Desperate Bloodseeker, I will say. Kind of don't want them to kill this, but I kind of value the Scry. If they have a removal spell, they might want to use it before I attack. All right. Happy enough about this, and we still have Consuming Ashes available. Yeah, I'm very happy with that Scry. Remember, we're only playing 16 lands in this deck as well. Oh, do they have the lifelink spell? Or, yeah, that card? Well, let's do this. I want to Surveil. Can you imagine if they're splashing Snakeskin Veil? That would be absurd. This is interesting. I mean, they're both spells. I don't think I want Ariat's Lullaby. Do I want just like a 2/1 fly? I'll keep the Buzzard. Like, I don't want to get super greedy here. Like, I just think a flyer is going to be not bad. Got a clean 2-for-1 there as well. Like, this Miner doesn't really do anything. I assume they're going to play something like a removal spell or something big this turn. Bridled Bighorn. I don't really want to murder that. Oh, we'll keep that. You know, the cool thing here is that the well, it's not super cool, but like this does have vigilance, so the Ariet's Lullaby would not have killed it anyways. I think I'm just gonna block this. If they have a removal spell, they have a removal spell. Or a combat trick, rather. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that is incredibly good. Yep. Wow. Okay, I have to kill. Although, I could just play like Stagecoach Security. Like, how good is that? Sack another creature artifact, draw a card. If I play Stagecoach Security and give my trained Airings first strike, they can't really attack me anymore. Yeah, let's just do that. You know what's interesting is if there's a black source on top, that's a little bit tempting to play Murder into Black Snag Buzzard. I think Mourner Surprise is worth keeping. Ooh, Vanishing Verse. Okay. Well, the nice thing here is that the Stagecoach Security is a 4/5, so unless they have double removal spell, it's going to be pretty hard to attack through my Stagecoach Security. So given that, I mean, they use the Vanishing Verse, like, it's one of those instances, like, if you have it, sure. And they're looking at our Stagecoach Security, so I feel like they have. Oh, they don't! That's great. Okay. This is interesting. They have 2 cards in hand. I love to scry. They're just going to block sack here. And we'll let that happen. And we're just going to pass. I basically do want to fire off this murder if I can. Holy cow. All right, now let's kill this. All right, what can we get back? These creatures don't seem that exciting to get back. Just a nice little black... See, this is the card you want for the sacrifice stack. Baron Bertram. We did not get such a card. Oh, it looks like a Mourner Surprise. Could also be the 5-mana 4th, the Shepherd, I guess. This Airings has done a lot of work, though. I mean, they're at a high life total, but it's pretty hard. Don't think I want that. All right, what do I want to do here? I think I just want to play a flyer, just a block. Then potentially play it back, play it again. We'll see. They have 2 cards in hand, just hit double black. That's a big one. I will happily trade my Black Snag Buzzard for the Wanted Griffin. That's just a bald eagle. Come on. Look at that thing. All right, here comes the Mourners whatever. And then they can get the Baron. Although if they had that, they should have just cast it all right away. The Stagecoach Security is really holding them at bay. I am wondering if I should be attacking with both. They have 2 cards in hand. No, we'll keep it back. It's preventing them from like saddling this up and attacking, which does tell me that they probably don't have a combat trick. Maybe I should have attacked. It's like a really close race, and they do have some decent threats. I'll keep the Rooftop Assassin. All right, we'll play the Prosperity Tycoon. We'll pass. I'd rather keep the sacrifice ability up here. Okay. Never mind. Man, holy cow is so nice. Gains you life as well. I might need to be a little bit more aggressive here. Also, because I have the Rooftop Assassin, next turn I can just safely attack with everything. And then use the Rooftop Assassin to finish off the Bighorn. That's what's kind of preventing me from attacking with the Bloodseeker. And I do think I'm interested in just getting in for a big attack and gaining some life here. We'll see. Obviously, it depends on what else that they do. Very close game, though. A lot of back and forth. Neither deck seems overpowered by any stretch of the imagination. This is just some good old-fashioned Magic. Let's go. What you got? This is, in fact, a lethal... wait, this is a... You're just dead if you don't have something. I didn't even look at that part. All right, you gotta use your thing. You've been sandbagging it the entire time. Consuming Ashes. Oh, I can't give it Indestructible. All right. All right. We shall see what they have and what they do. They're at 4 life. I'm trying to put as much pressure on them as possible. Link Breaker is what they drew for the turn. No blocks. Wow. Oh, they had nothing to get back. Interesting. All right. All right. Okay, okay. What are some good attacks here? Pumping up the stage security once seems pretty good. Wow, Shepherd. Okay, big body. Saddling this up also seems pretty good. We're at 8 life. So this one has to be blocked. And I want to pump it at least once so it kills like 2 things. So let's do that here. And then I need to saddle this up. I don't think I'm gonna die. Hold on, I gotta think here. So this has to get blocked. It's gonna get blocked by this. This is gonna get blocked. All right, let's go. Don't need that. So 2 things need to get blocked. So they're going to lose a creature here. Okay. If they draw a removal spell, we die. But I can live with that. I just want to put as much pressure here as possible. Because they're at 4. They have 3 blockers. We could have not... I mean, anyways. And no blocks. We just attack with everything, and well, it depends on what they have. Oh, that goes a long, long way. Okay. All right, I didn't have to figure it out. I was probably going to double pump the lifelink creature. Just so it gains me a bunch of life. Attack with everything, and then desert them. Really, really great game. How are we... I really don't understand. We are 6-0 with this. Let's keep going. I just feel like I'm kind of stumbling and bumbling and fumbling my way into some wins here. And we have yet to really play against something absurd. Oh, Baco! Baco, wait, hold on. Just making sure. Oh, that's great. He's a patron. Very active as well. So this is really fun. Shout out to Bako T. You got to get paired against me when I have a pretty mediocre deck. But our hand is okay. Double Forlorn Flats into Outlaw Medic, Mystical Tether, Stagecoach Security, Supplier. It's a little bit slow, but we have a 2, 3, 4, and a 5. It's not the worst. And the Outlaw Medic does buy us some time. They're green, though. Very smart. Big brain. Aloe Alchemist. Interesting. Oh, yes. All right. So we have Vadmir into double Desert, which is pretty nice. But, you know, because of the deserts, the hand is a little bit slow, but we shall see. Turn to Aloe Alchemist. This card is so good. 2 mana, 3/2 Trampler, and plot upside. Incredible, incredible card. I mean, if they had a throw from the saddle, they should have cast it already. So I wonder what else. They're probably just reading the card because it's a sweet rare. All right, let's play the flats. Gonna attack. And we will play the Outlaw Medic. Spinewood Armadillo. Oof. That's a very nice one. I'm pretty tempted to just block and cycle, to be honest. So they got a Plains. Lassoed, maybe? Oh, it's a plotted card. Oh, it's a Spineswood Paladin. Okay. Actually, no blocks. This thing has lifelink. Alrighty. Interesting, interesting turn. This is going to come in as a 5/4. So I'm really, really likely to want to kill that. So I think we just plot this and then attack. And then next turn we play this. We have a 2/4 lifelinker. This is going to be a 5/5 because we're going to play the Soured Springs. And then we have the Mystical Tether. Sadly, this only grows once a turn. I imagine they're going to play something big here. If I have an untapped land, I'll definitely just play that. Ooh, Free Strider Lookout. Okay. So I did find an untapped land. They probably have Snakeskin Veil. I'm wondering how important it is for me to get rid of this. I guess it's pretty important just so that if I do, then I get to get in for extra damage with the Outlaw Medic. Alternatively, I can just play the Sterling Supplier. It just puts a lot more on the board. So that is the other consideration. Do I want to trade this? I'll attack. It's on 2 counters. It's pretty far away, and this, like, they can't Snakeskin Veil me here. Yeah, this is fine. It's a now I have a black permanent in my graveyard. I know I'm getting kind of close to this, but I really don't want to deal with a 5/4 Trampler with my opponent untapping and me tapped out, right? Like, this board is far more manageable. Ooh, they got a land, they fought. I'm drawing a card, though, so it's not too bad. But, okay, Journey to Nowhere is nice. All right. So 2 cards in hand. They're at 17, we're at 13. They have 3 cards, they use a Decisive Denial. It's pretty hard to block here, so yeah, I understand their decision not to do anything there. Let's see. Let's play Kaervek. Let's play this. Get some value. All right. Not bad. Okay, they're making their own luck. They get to plot something. Okay, but this is a big turn. I mean, I think they're just going to die here, right? Oh, so they drew a card. Oh, they do have a land. They do have a land. Okay, never mind. Never mind, never mind. They do have a land. All right. Journey to Nowhere. I'm going to actually target the Aloe Alchemist. Because if they have Snakeskin Veil, I'd rather they get a counter on this. It feels like they have Snakeskin Veil just this entire time. Yeah. Then now we attack with everything. Yeah, no, we're looking good. I'm just really happy we played around Snakeskin Veil. That's all. So I don't have anything really to play for my graveyard. So I just don't care about the Kaervek that much. But I do want to save my Vadmir, I think. So I'm going to go take up the shield here. Because I couldn't kill them. And then we'll just plot this. But, I mean, our opponent's at 2, we have 3 creatures. A 4-4, a 4-5, and a 3-4 with a Mystical Tether in our hand. So it seems pretty tough. But we'll see what they have. I'm really happy I played around that Snakeskin Veil, though. All right, Vault-Born Tyrant. And that's not going to be enough. Exile removal, also really good against the Tyrant. Alrighty! Let me tell you, going into this, if you were to have me guess what my record was going to be for this draft, I was going to say 3-3. Maybe 4-3. But this deck just played out really smoothly. I mean, I will say, without a doubt, this deck overperformed. I mean, look at, like, some of the cards that we had to play. Number one, I am happy that we played 16 lands. The double Forlorn Flats went a long way to making it so that we don't need to play as many lands. And look, we topped out, if you count Stagecoach Security as a 4-drop, we topped out at 1 5-drop, right? So our curve was really low, had a lot of 2s, but how did we win, right? How was this deck able to kind of get there? Well, number one, we had a pretty good curve, right? 3, 4, 6 2s. We just had 6 2-drops and a really great curve. Number two, excellent interaction. Journey to Nowhere, Mystical Tether, Murder, Consuming Ashes, right? Along with the Ariet's Lullaby, great combat trick and take up the shield. And then, so a little bit of recursion here with the Mourner Surprise and the Humiliate. And, Vadmir was great. Trained Airings was great. Prairie Dog, these are premium 2s. And Kaervek did a little bit of work, but nothing insane. Right? Really, nothing insane. One thing that was surprisingly better than expected was this Stagecoach Security. Just the fact that for 4 mana, you do just... Like, if you think about it, you're paying 4 mana, and you're getting a 4/5 body, and this also gives your team +1/+1. And the big thing here, too, is it gives your team +1/+1 and Vigilance. And I think all that combined makes this card better than you would initially expect. Right? I'm not saying this card is insane, but if I look at this, and you can't... When you look at 17 lands, you have to look at the data. It's kind of a grain of salt, right? Because it's really, really early. But so far, it is the 7th highest performing common. Over Outlaw Medic, Vengeful Townsfolk, Ariet's Lullaby, Steer Clear. So I'm not saying it's great, but it's not the worst filler card. And it did a lot of work for us, just because that Vigilance, I think it's really, really important in those racing situations that allow you to kind of go back and forth. And like I said, good fixing here in the flats, good removal, good curve, and like I said, and a little bit of luck. Maybe a lot of bit of luck, right? We just didn't play against that many absurd bombs. And even if they did play them, us making sure that we prioritize these premium removal spells over basically anything makes it so that you'll have a lot more success. So a lot of people right now have been talking to me and asking, it's like, hey, I'm winning half my matches. What's going on? What's the deal? It's like, well, draft differently than you drafted MKM. This is a completely different draft format, and removal is actively good. And ideally, in any draft deck, you want to make sure you have 3 to 4 hard removal spells, not soft removal, hard removal spells. So what is that? What do I mean? Not Explosive Detonation. That's a good card. Obviously, you want it. But I'm talking Mystical Tether, Murder, Consuming Ashes, cards of that nature. right? Things that can kill big creatures. That is what you want, and you want 3 to 4 copies at least in all your decks so that you can at least stop the bomb that your opponent plays so that you can even the playing field, right? A lot of the really good cards in this format aren't just like, I play this and it's an automatic 4 for 1. Sure, Bonnie Paul exists, but for every Bonnie Paul, there is, 4 mana 6/5, right? 5 mana 7/7. And those cards, at least you can kill with a removal spell. So just make sure you prioritize the removal. Murder is actively good in this format, unlike in previous formats where it was a little too slow or a little clunky in a field full of disguised creatures. But another trophy. Man, we are rolling, right? Last 5 drafts, 4 trophies and a 6-3. This one, an unlikely 7-0, but I will take it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to hit the like or subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, I did launch my Patreon channel. Shout out to all the current patrons. Thank you so much for your support, especially Bako T. Thank you for going easy on me and letting me get that last one to give me that trophy. But until tomorrow, I'll see you later.